Testing, testing. Ooh-wee. About to get going here in about 1 minute. Uh, All right, man. What's going on, y'all? Happy hump day. Happy first day of spring, probably for a lot of people. I know the flowers and bluebonnets are already going bananas here since we didn't have a super cold winter. Anyway, let's not talk about weather. That's boring. Let's get into some price action. We got plenty to talk about. We got the monthly closes. But hey, what's going on, y'all? Hope y'all are having an awesome hump day. Let me check my settings real quick. Yep, looks good, looks good. Get up on this mic a little. Anyway, hope y'all have an awesome hump day. It is the first day of spring, I guess, technically. It's March 1st, 2023 at about 11 in the a.m. Yeah, we're already getting the flowers and stuff popping up over here. Blue bonnets, it's pretty wild. Anyway, let's get into some price action. This isn't the weather channel. We don't need to be talking about that crap. We'll have some weather apps. All right, let's see. Z-Rex, no noise. Live. Let's do it. Let's start up here with Mama Bear like we usually like to do. All right, kind of lollygagging on the 21. Nothing really different from Monday's video. It's holding on to 23, but it's still below 24. Looks like we did test today. Man, right up under it. $10 shy of 24. And we're just chilling as of now. Let's zoom in a little bit. What was that? Overnight in the wee hours of the morning. So just kind of chilling. I mean, if this candle does close today above like 23.5, I guess it gives like tiny edge to the bulls, but I mean, that's really splitting hairs here. I'm just kind of looking at the little cluster of candles for the last, 4 days or so. But still the same shit, different day, 23, 24 until it gets out of there. Whatever. Just kind of quietly going sideways. Let's zoom in a little bit. We do have the 200 putting pressure to the upside here. So more stuff reiterating that 23,000 level. So very important. Let's go to the monthly. See how this monthly closed. Oh my God! Wow, really? That's how you're gonna close monthly? Let me make this a little bit less bright. There we go. Wow, really? I mean, that can't be more indecisive than that. That is super doji style. Oh man. Sorry, I'm just drinking a little bit of delicious matcha tea. My favorite drink. Anyway, wow, just extra uber indecision. Doji right under 24, right under the 55, right on top of the trend line. I mean, that's a little brutal. Mama average is working us down here. It's kind of implying that we are going to break below 23K and maybe retest 20K. Oh, I would actually like to see that for the larger time frames. The daily is pretty decent. You got the higher highs, higher lows, little sine wave action. But the weekly is just kind of chilling. That would be pretty cool for it to come back and test this little mid area around 20K flat, maybe 21, and then start building momentum. But man, it is just super mega indecision with this monthly candle like that. I was not expecting it to be doji monthly. You don't get doji monthlies that often on Bitcoin, to be fair, too. Like looking here in the past, you don't really see many a dojis. There's one right there. Let's see, there's kind of one right there. Here's one. I mean, it's pretty rare. Pretty rare. Let's see what Bitcoin futures say. Same thing. Doji under major resistance. It is above its 55 technically, but and above right when we launched futures back, or when we launched them. Yep, we launched them. This is the CME speaking. Right when they were launched here in this handle. So, man, yeah, that's pretty brutal. Indecision, another doji on GBTC. on bid. Oh, so we're at doji dancing everywhere, even on Ethereum. Wow. Super doji in between moving averages. I mean, it is neutral. Sideways is F right now. We are getting a little bit of rally today, which is kind of surprising because, let's see. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's pretty much dead flat. 0.5% to 0 to 0.5% is kind of nothing in majors. We'll get to those in a second. NQ still flirting with that 12K area. But I mean, this would look okay, kind of like Bitcoin on 23.5-ish on a daily if it closed above like 1960. But man, it's just really splitting hairs. I'm not day trading crypto really, so let's see the weekly. Yeah, I mean, just bulls better get it going, man. What are bulls supposed to do? Make price go up. What are they doing? They ain't doing shit. They're just going sideways, and it's coming up on a month and a half. It'll be 2 months by the time spring break rolls around here on the 13th, I believe, is that week, which will be forced movement potentially because that's where the trend line is. So, dang. All right, same thing here. Indecisive. Doji time here. It is above the last 5 candles, so that looks a little bit better. Further reiterating that 1580-ish area on Ethereum. So as long as we're above that, it's okay. Nice pump here on Litecoin, not too shabby, but is this just the underbelly test before rolling over? No one knows, but I would say that this does look fairly decent, kind of taking out the last week or so of daily candles. Maybe a back above 95, it's okay. But again, we're just kind of splitting hairs here. Look, oof, this doji is ugly. I do not like this doji. It's kind of shooting star-esque, trapped right between these two moving averages. I mean, they can't be any tighter. So it's the same shit, man, as last on Monday, 90 and about 100. So everything is just trapped in a range until it ain't. This is kind of just dribbling to nothingness. There's nothing really new there. Nothing new here. 36 and about 39. Nothing new. Nothing new here. Let's look at the monthlies. I mean, they're probably going to be just doji time. Yeah, doji. That one's not a doji, but this one's actually not a doji at all on Tron. We actually have acceptance above the last 5 months of price action, so that's pretty good. And not Tron, sorry, it's a little confusing because there's Ton and Tron. Damn it. Looks a lot better than most stuff, but again, you got the mama right there. Let's zoom in just a tad bit, Mo. Daily looks all right, man, above 666. Back below 666, I'd be cautioned on this hardcore. I would look for at least all the way down to 6-ish. Like low 6s and probably a little deeper, but as long as it's above the devil's number, not too shabby. Continuing to show relative strength in the crypto market. Dot, yeah, it's okay. It's okay above about $6. Just lollygagging though. I mean, I just don't really like that chart at all. I wouldn't touch that. ADA kind of lollygagging, lower lows, lower highs, pretty bearish below 37. Links just chilling, no new info there. Not even on the monthly. Just still stuck in its stupid range. Beautiful. Went to the top. Selling off again. This thing's been playing inside this range for, wow, since May of last year. So it's going to continue to do that till it doesn't. Easy peasy. EOS actually bouncing nicely off this consolidation in 21, but we're between the long and short-term moving averages, a place I usually don't like to take trades because it just is very whipsawy, and this is a big range too still. It's like 140-ish to 120 or so. Let's look at the monthly. Whatever. Nothing really there. I think I'm going to clean some of these off like I mentioned on Monday. It's like, especially EOS, no one really cares about EOS. That's like an old school coin. Bitcoin Cash, though, is definitely worth keeping an eye on. Right on this trend line. Let's see what the monthly did. Doji again. Jeez, right below all of this. Man, those are not super sexy monthly closes. And this weekly close is pretty nasty. Man, such conflicting info. Much hard to read. Wow, crypto. Just what the hell? Well, let me look at something real quick because I do have a little position on for some intraday stuff. All right, it's just chilling. I guess if I had to take a trade on this, I'd probably just long it here until, unless it broke like 130, then I would definitely be out of there. But just kind of the range on this too, like 129 handle to like 137. And until that breaks, it's just kind of barely holding on, man. Momentum isn't really good. RSI is around 50. Just not great. BSV struggling on the bottom of the purple box of despair. Nothing really going on here, y'all. XMR, let's look at the monthly. I bet it's nothing. Oh, look how tight it is. Man, to be fair, BSV has had 3 months in a row, so a whole quarter of candles within $3 of each other. That is pretty wild. What the hell? Low volatility on this guy. I still do believe at some point this will be a very good trade. Just when will that be? No one knows. Oh, actually, we do know. 6-1. We just have to get outside of this box, and that's it. We do have everything sloping down though, so this does have quite a bit of bearish pressure on it. Monthly for XMR. Ooh, that's pretty nasty monthly on XMR. That is pretty much a tweezer type, engulfing type candle. Yes, I know it's not quite all the way down, whatever. Close is close enough in TA. It's not an exact science, but it is canceling out the buyers from January to February, but it's still between the 55 and 21 EMA, right beneath horizontal resistance and support because it's been ping-ponging around that 158 area. So, man, pretty brutal though on the daily. We've got lower lows, lower highs. And we do have a little trend line right here too that we can see. So, and we are kind of struggling below the 200. I mean, this is pretty nasty. One of the not so good looking charts here. This is pretty bearish below 156. Zcash breaking its trend line. Uh-oh. Will they barely hold a higher low against this 42.80 at $43? Possibly. We do have this one here. Little incremental higher lows. That could hold up. Really need to see it get back above 45 though. Otherwise, this is kind of breached. And we see bears picking up on DMI. They have the momentum on the RSI. Let's go to the monthly. Yeah, just kind of lollygagging. So nothing really on the monthly chart there. Sub 45-ish, not too great. Dash is actually still chilling up here. Dash still looks fine. I don't have any problems with this chart. Wow, look at this on the monthly. Very different than anything else. It's actually attempting to have continuation to the upside. So Dash still looks good above like 66 handle. Not too bad. It is in this tight kind of range, and you do see the wicks on these candles like slowly dribbling out. By that I mean they're just making kind of a little bit lower highs. We do have an even one here. It's a little bit of pressure by the bears, but man, this is a tight ass range, 68 to about 73 and change. So until it really gets out of there, nothing too insane to talk about. Doge just chilling on the lows. Let's see what it did on the monthly. Yeah, very whatever burger. Yeah, I mean, as long as it's holding this 200 and the upper 7-cent handle, it's okay. But it is kind of making a descending triangle here. These higher or lower highs and the even lows. So, which would be have a target around here in the about 7 pennies. But until it's below, about 8 cents flat, same shit, different day that we've seen. I added STX because it's been I should have added this when I first found out about ordinals. We talked about it a little bit around holidays, around the Valentine holiday. This thing just started mooning and ripping everyone's face off. Ordinals will probably be, and I guess that's to do with NFT stuff potentially on Bitcoin and whatever. That's probably going to be a good hype cycle. If this is the bull market, start of the bull market, I'm not saying it is yet, but that's probably going to be the next kind of hype cycle DeFi was, the last time. And clearly the market's liking the idea of ordinals, especially if something has a token. So I'd be looking out for that, putting inscriptions, as they call them, on Bitcoin and using, this is not Bitcoin, but they use Bitcoin. This is a token to do it. Of course, I know the maxis hate that because it's Bitcoin or die, but the market is liking the idea of this, so it's already been pumping. Would I buy it here at $1? No, I would not. Very nice monthly candle though, but look where it went to, right to the mama. And decent resistance right around $1, and it's the whole number $1. So if it gets above $1 comfortably, then we can probably start looking for testing this cluster at about $1.30. But until then, probably going to have some good, decent sell pressure right here. We did make it to 104. We'll see though. Definitely not touching it way up here. Hex is just riding this continues to ride this trend line. Pretty wild. There is a very big volume spike on this indecision candle right here, yesterday's. So that is noteworthy. That's the biggest volume spike we've seen in the last few months, and most definitely in this rally. The last one was back here. So as long as it stays above 6.5 pennies, it looks okay. But with that volume signature and this indecision candle, if it loses 6.5 cents, I would be looking for at least 5 cents on that guy. But it keeps grinding up this damn trend line, so nice job. Hexingtons, or the Hexicans, as they like to call themselves. HNT just kind of chilling, not really that great of a chart. I don't really like this below 280. But really it's kind of ranging 240, 280. Still kind of sloppy though. VET, VeChain looks pretty decent above 2.5 pennies, 2.6. It's kind of camping out above all this consolidation going back to last summer. So that's pretty good. Let's see, monthly. Yeah, monthly actually opened and closed over the past 5 months. So that's actually pretty good. More major support down around 2.3 pennies. So, which is pretty much this cluster here. So not too bad. Let's see, above 2.8 though is where it really starts to get sexy time. Atom is trying to bounce here off the 200 daily. Let's see, the monthly is probably going to be whatever. Whatever. Off 200 daily, this actually looks pretty good if it closed up here above the 12.7 area. But major resistance at about $13. So pretty tough chart there. And we are kind of making lower highs, lower lows on the daily since February. So beginning of February. So not the best, but okay candle for today. See how that finishes the day out. Oh man, this is just whatever. This is blah, below $1, whatever. Ton, look at this. We were talking about this on Monday that it actually looked pretty nice. Better than a lot of the other coins from this weekly, closing above there. Let's see what the monthly looks like. Monthly still looks good. I mean, this is trying to get continuation. Obviously, there's major resistance here, about 255. But man, this actually is starting to pick up momentum again. It looks pretty nice above 242. I like this chart. All right, let's go to the majors. Let's see what their monthlies look like. Man, just sideways right on the 21, man. I mean, it can't get... This is kind of make it or break it month here. This month and next month. Man, yeah. March, April, there's going to be some big moves, man. I'm really anticipating some large price swings coming up. And we are right on this trend line, bounced right off the 200. Again, below 39.80 is a little bit on the bearish side, just with price structure. So, interesting. Right on the cusp of breaking down. It's not done it yet. Same with NASDAQ. We've been watching that 12,000 area. You'll know about it. Oof, nasty monthly close on NASDAQ. This is not good for bulls. Man, that's brutal. That is a brutal candle. Bears are saying y'all ain't got shit if you're below the 12,000 handle. That is pretty gross. And it's just kind of dribbling out right on the 200. No momentum anywhere. So, man, bulls really need to get back above like 12.3, 12.4 really to kind of negate some of the bearish buildings here on the higher time frames, and actually most of the time frames. Let's see the 3 hour. 3 hours is barely holding on as well. So yeah, 12K, man, same shit, different day. We've been mentioning that number for a long time, for weeks, even when price is up here. This is the number to be watching. 12,000, man, and that's pretty easy. You're like, how'd you get that number? Well, just look left, man. Look left. Look at all these bounces. This attempt is equal to like this attempt. Then you go to the daily. You've got the 200 is flat there. It's on top of all of this. I'm just using price structure mostly for that, especially for horizontals. Sub 12,000 opens up 11.3 pretty easily. Oh, we've got the Dow already breaking the next. Oh, snap. We got it breaking the next level. Now the 200 is right below it at 32,420. Hell yeah. But looking kind of nasty below this 33,000 level. We're into the next bracket, and this range is 31.5 to 32.8. So with a little bit of a blip of support right here at the 200. Let's see what the monthly looks like. Oh, snap. Damn, that's pretty nasty. Monthly taken out, engulfing the prior 3 months. And this is actually a really important monthly because this was building momentum to look sexy time, looking nice. Kind of a little flagging out here, sort of. I mean, I know it's a monthly, so. But this looked pretty good. And now Bears said, nah, you ain't got shit. Y'all should have got the party going longer. And we're actually just parked right on the 21. There is support here at the 32.7 area. But that monthly is kind of giving us a little bit of clue that Bears are regaining their momentum by taking out the last 3 months of price action with no follow through on the bulls is a little bit bearish. And you can even see that on the weekly too. We cut through both the EMAs, the 21, the 55. We're getting comfy back below the horizontal. I mean, this is starting to look pretty bad on the Dow. I would say this is pretty damn bearish below 32.9 on this guy until we really regain 32.9-ish. I mean, you could argue about this little trend line, but that's only 100 points away. 32.9, man, not great. Lollygagging at the 1900 level. Rejection candle, kind of shooting star-esque, closing below, but still not as bad as the Dow candle. It's just still reiterating that 1900 level is very important. I will say, though, the longer we camp down here on the bottom of this range, the more bearish it gets. We do have the mama here this week, possibly providing a little launch pad to get out of this. But the oscillators are very neutral and super, super flat. I mean, look at this, just kind of dribbling down. The momentum is nowhere to be found on either side. So this thing, when it breaks, let's say 1915 or about 1888, this thing is probably going to go to this trend line on the downside at least. And to the upside, we probably got mega resistance at about 1950s. Dow Jones, tranny index, another rejection, just like the trends. Just like the Dow. This is the trends. Like the Dow, kind of nasty. It is just holding above this trend line though, so it's okay. This could just be a liquidation break. Not looking near as bad as this chart is, that's for sure. DAX, what is DAX doing? The monthly DAX. Just chilling. I mean, this thing couldn't get more boring. I mean, it's been like this for over a month now. I mean, there's not really anything to say. It's 15-2, 15-6 till it's out of there. It's sideways as hell. We do have a little bit of a clue with this candle, though. It has engulfed all of the month of um, February. So giving a little bit of benefit to the bears there. VIX back into the green box of despair, just chilling. Nothing really to see there. Above 22 is kind of the level to watch, but now we're back below it, kind of in this little neutral green box. So nothing really there. VVIX all the way back down from going to 100. That is its major pivot point. We've talked about that before in other videos. We won't go into depth on that right now. CL oil just chilling here right below the 200, right below the mama 55. Trend line cross. The 77 area is very much mega resistance, but you can see it's a little confused. It's pinging and ponging in this tiny little triangle that we're kind of like semi building out, right? And we are over 70% filled. Technically speaking, stuff usually breaks around the 70 to 80% area. So we probably are going to get a big move on oil here coming up, which is interesting because a lot of charts are lining up to either this month or very beginning of quarter Q2, which starts in April, some big move. I'm expecting some fireworks before the summer, that's for sure. Nat gas pumping it up, same thing, nice off the doji hammer style. This looks actually pretty good above 260-ish. Don't have any problems with that. Let's look at the monthly. Monthly on the hammer. Wow, monthly closed a hammer. Wow, that's pretty interesting. Right on the mama and all this business. So the monthly's actually given major support also around the 260s as well for net gas. Oh, weekly, I didn't notice this too. Last week had a hammer candle that engulfed the previous 2 weeks, which is also around it's a little lower, like 258, whatever, splitting hairs. 260, man, level to watch on nat gas. As long as above that, I would expect continuation on this. Bonds, man, they look like they just want to take a shit on themselves. Little attempted pump. Notes, man, 10-year still going down. Man, that TNX, y'all, we've been watching this. This has been pretty bullish chart above this 388 area. Now we're testing. We tested, breached 4 for a second. Man, this is the level above 4, man. Ooh, dude, look out for some possibly 6% Fed hikes or up to 6. I'm sorry, not like they could raise it 6% or whatever, but going to closer to 6. I'm not convinced, man, that we're gonna the Fed's gonna fold here. They got too much debt to rewrite over the next 18 months. That's a record level. It's in the trillions of dollars. It's almost every major company needs to rewrite their bond portfolios. We've been in a major bull market in bonds for 40 years, pretty much since the 80s when they created MBSs. I mean, this is serious stuff right here, man. And it's super weird that all this is coming to heat in the middle of the 2020 decade. Why so many all at the same time? I don't know, but I'm imagining these rates are going to get kept elevated for longer than most people think as they rewrite that debt. And until most of that debt gets rewritten, I'm not expecting any Fed folding to happen. And that will not even be until, coincidentally, coming up on the 2024 elections for the U.S. presidential race. Yay, everyone's favorite. But anyway, very interesting there. Dollar's actually kind of being a little weak, though, on that TNX. You have semi-tweezer over here. Yeah, so sub 105, it's kind of met, and above 104. So the 104 handle is pretty important. It's just kind of lollygagging in there right now. Gold, silver, attempting to rally a little bit here. Let's actually see what the monthly did on that. Ugh, nasty candle. Damn, that's a nasty candle. Let's look at the monthly here real quick. We missed that. Yeah, pretty good. Just really reiterating that 370 area that we've been talking about a lot on the channel. Nasty. This. It's not bearish per se, but it definitely ain't bullish. I mean, you can see this 1776 and 1890-ish range that we're right in the middle of. So pretty tough trade on precious metals there. Oh God, nasty candle. This is gross on silver. This is actually really confirmed. Bears are confirming this 2220 area is major resistance again. And until we're back above 2220, I'm sorry, shit, what did I just say? 20. Yeah, okay, so 2240 it really is. So 2240-ish until we're back above there, man, which is where this horizontal is. I mean, we are kind of struggling. Bears are struggling to get momentum right here at the 200, but man, pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. Sub 2240 is pretty meh. We lose 2050-ish. That shit probably goes back in the middle of this range in the upper 19s. So pretty nasty. Let's go look at the monthly on platinum. Ooh, stopped right on the horizontal. Geez, look at that. I mean, it couldn't get any closer at the 950 area. That's the level we've been watching a lot. I do have exposure to this via some platinum ETFs. I'm holding on to them until it breaks 900 or until it gets up here, probably about a little over 1,000. I'll probably peel some off. But right now, just kind of holding, chilling with that. I'll see if it can get some momentum. Above 950-ish does start to look pretty good, so we'll see if that gets any continuation. GDX, GDXJ looking pretty decent too. All right, I think that's about it. I'm just going to quickly wrap up my thoughts here. Maybe if the computer will let me. It's not loading here. What the hell's going on? What? That was weird. Okay, so 23, 24,000, nothing's changed. As long as it's in the 23,000 handle, it's pretty damn neutral. The monthly doji is kind of ugly. That's not giving us any high time frame momentum for the bulls at all. That's very much indecision. So that kind of sucks for the bulls. Same thing with Ethereum, right on the mama monthly. You can see that there. Same thing with the futures. I don't think the Ethereum is really going to give us anything. Yeah, it doesn't have really enough data. But pure price action, Doji, losing that 1580 on Ethereum would be very, very bearish. We're not there. We're actually still $100 away from it roughly. But same shit, different day. That hasn't changed in a lot of videos. 1580, 1680, 23, 24,000. Litecoin about $100 right up underneath this trend line. Will it get rejected here? Possibly. But we are in a very critical zone, and I do think that there's fireworks coming before the summer. These charts are very much building a lot of pent up momentum. The most bearish chart that I'm seeing here, kind of across the board, is probably the Dow. I don't like this monthly engulfing. It is right on top of the 21, so that's the last line of defense. But this weekly is pretty nasty and sub 33,000. The bears will start to get more Momo on this. So that one's a little bit concerning. Other than that, though, I think, oh yeah, Nat Gas looking good and sexy above 260-ish. I do like that. And one final thought: watch TNX, man. We start getting above 4% or 4 flat, which is 8%. But if we start getting above 4, man, oof, watch out. I think the dollar would be rallying real hard, and precious metals will probably continue their downward trajectory if that were to happen. So much love, guys. I'll see y'all on Friday for the next stream. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Send me DMs with any questions or suggestions for the channel, stuff y'all want me to talk about or look or whatever, just something, any kind of constructive criticism is very welcomed. Welcome to also the first day of March, and happy hump day. Spring is coming into the air, so that means it's going to be getting hot as shit here in Texas, but that's all good. This is Z-Rex. It's been No Noise live. Much love, guys. I will see y'all Friday morning. Peace.